Hey guys, Mike here, and today we're going to start a series that we'll entitle Will It Binary? One of our viewers asked if a pistol caliber carbine would work with a binary trigger, and that's one that I haven't tested. So today we're going to test a 9mm carbine to see if it will work with a binary trigger. We have both the Fostech ECHO 2 as well as a Gen 3 Franklin Armory BFS. So what we're going to use in our test today, we have the ECHO 2, the Gen 3 BFS. I have two uppers we're going to use. This is a Colt chrome lined standard 10-inch 9mm carbine barrel. This upper has an integral suppressor made by LMR. Also, we have a variety of bolts. We have a standard cut 9mm Colt style bolt with a tungsten weight. I have a ramped bolt with a steel weight, so a lighter bolt but ramped. And then we have a bolt that has both the ramp and the tungsten weight. So we'll see if there's any difference in function between those bolts if we're having a problem with binary function with 9mm. Our ammo that we're using today is this S&B 115 grain full metal jacket. We'll be using vintage Colt 9mm submachine gun magazines. These are very good magazines. And let's just see what happens, and will 9mm binary. We're going to start with a standard Colt style unramped bolt. It does have the added tungsten weight. We have a 5.6 ounce standard 9mm buffer standard carbine spring. And we'll start with the ECHO 2 trigger. I'm going to start with just the Alright guys, I don't know if you can see this. Am I zoomed in? I've got Gordon and Tom here helping me today. It will not charge with the Fostech ECHO 2 binary trigger system. So let's see if we can show what might be going on here. So what are the issues with this binary trigger and the 9mm bolt carrier? If we look at a standard AR-15 M16 bolt carrier and we look at a 9mm bolt carrier, you can see the extra metal in this part of the bolt carrier. And what's happening is with the Fostech, you have all of this extra metal sticking up, and the groove in that bolt carrier is too narrow, and it's hitting the metal here in part of the frame. So to answer the question, will it binary? A Fostech ECHO will not binary with a 9mm bolt carrier. But let's try the Franklin Armory. This is the Gen 3. The beauty of this is that it uses a standard military style hammer with their binary system. So there's no extra metal sticking up here. So I think hopefully the Franklin Armory system will binary with 9mm. Let's check it out. I'd also like to mention that we're using the Han magwell adapter in both of these lowers. It's really my favorite 9mm magwell adapter. Okay? So I have it on the semi mode initially. Let's just see if it runs. Okay, that seems to be fine. Let's try binary now. Okay, and we have a jam. Let's just look right here. Just a failure to feed. Yep, okay. So we're keep it on binary now. Okay, and we're out. Okay, I've got Tom here helping me. This is the same setup. This is an unramped bolt. And we had one failure to feed with that last magazine. So Tom is going to try to go ahead and run this out in binary. So we'll go ahead and drop the bolt and just run it in binary as fast as you can. Let's see what happens. Okay, now, so come on in a little bit closer and let's just look at what we've got. Let me see the gun. We're going to keep it safe and let's just see if there's a round. What happened? Yeah, okay, so, yep. So that was the hammer follow issue that we were talking about.
Okay.
So go ahead, I'm going to give it back to you. So we had one hammer follow. And put it back on binary and just see what happens with binary fire. And we're out. Okay, so we've had one failure to feed with the first magazine and hammer follow with the second magazine. So I think what we're going to do now is let's try the ramped bolt and see if that matters. Okay, so we got Gordon here. He's going to help us with this second setup. What we've done is we've changed the bolt carrier. The bolt carrier now is a ramped bolt carrier and it does not have the tungsten. So this is a lighter bolt carrier. It should move faster and it's ramped. So let's see if this will work with the Franklin Armory binary trigger. Okay, go ahead. Let's see what happens. Okay, now come on in a little bit closer, Gordon, and let's just look. Let me just see this, okay? And now, take the magazine out, keep it safe, and see if there's a live round in the chamber. So, pull it back. Yep. Okay. So, just not much of a primer strike at all. Live round in the chamber with the hammer down. Okay, let's see if we can go ahead and empty that out now. All right, magazine's empty. So one hammer follow with this lighter bolt carrier as well. I'm going to try one more magazine. This is the second attempt with this particular bolt carrier. This is a standard weight bolt carrier that is ramped. So far, we've had at least one failure with each magazine. It's on binary now. Let's just see how fast we can make it run. Okay. Live round in the chamber, hammer follow, probably going a little bit too fast. Let's just slow down our pace a little bit and see if we can make it steady. Okay, empty magazine. So I think we're having the same issues that we can have with 5.56. With a hammer follow, you have a failure with a live round in the chamber. But the good news is, with the Franklin Armory system, it will function with the 9mm bolt carrier group. Now let's try suppressed just to see if that matters. It may not run good. A suppressor might make it travel, cycle a little faster, but let's see if a suppressed upper will improve the outcome. I'm going to go straight to binary. That sounds nice.
It's nice.
Oh, okay. Well, we found a good combination for this. So that's real nice. At this point, I'm going to get my friend Tom to see if he can empty out another magazine. Okay, so this is Tom, and he's going to try to run a second magazine through this suppressed upper. That ran a whole lot smoother and better, and it was quieter, by the way. Okay, so go ahead and let's chamber that first round. You got it on binary, and just have fun with it. See what happens. Sweet.
Awesome.
This is Gordon, and he's going to run the third magazine now with the suppressed upper. Remember, this is a ramped bolt, but a standard weight bolt. And so we're going to try it and see how it runs. Go ahead. Okay, and we probably have that hammered down on a live round. Let's check that. Okay, go ahead and reload and keep going. Remember, this trigger resets on the release, so make sure you let it go all the way forward every shot.
Just not being used to that trigger.
Yeah. Just so you know, Gordon has the ECHO trigger, so he's used to an ECHO which resets on the pull, not the release. Okay, that's it. All right, so I'm going to run another magazine. This setup, we used the ramped bolt with a heavier tungsten weight. So this 9mm bolt is heavier, and therefore it should be slower, and it may not work as well. We'll see what happens. One comment I want to make before we wrap up. This is the Gen 3 Franklin Armory BFS. It has a standard military style hammer, and it's the one that's working great. Remember, the ECHO is too wide, there's too much metal, and it interferes with the bolt carrier for the 9mm. Well guys, if you have a Gen 2 BFS, you're going to have the same kind of problems. That system has a wider than usual hammer, and that hammer is going to interfere with the metal in the lower part of the 9mm bolt carrier. So to answer the question about will it binary, Franklin Armory BFS Gen 2 will not. A Fostech ECHO 2 will not. The Franklin Armory Gen 3 will. You may have to do some tuning and find the best weight bolt carrier or spring that works. We're using a standard 9mm buffer in this system, and you might have to play with that. We could use a lighter buffer. But I think with some tuning, you can have some fun with the 9mm and the Franklin Armory BFS. So now we'll try this new bolt carrier and see what happens. Okay, take the magazine out. I suspect we'll have the hammer down on a live round. Yep, okay. So what you really want is a lighter bolt. The ramped standard weight seemed to be the best combination. I suspect we could even go with a lighter buffer to make this bolt carrier cycle faster, and we wouldn't have the same number of failures. Okay, that's the magazine. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and found this information interesting and useful. If you have any questions or comments, as always, please post those, and I'll try to respond to those in a timely fashion. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Sweet. Awesome. All right, we're rolling, and now Gordon is going to do our third magazine with this LMR suppressed upper, and this has the, oh, don't write it. I'm gonna start over. Okay, this is Gordon, and he is going to try our third magazine. Take 3. This is Gordon, and he's going to run the third magazine now with the suppressed upper.